All right, Kwam Yasha'Allah, that means rise Israel. Kwam Yasha'Allah, rise Israel. And you may be looking and saying, why are these brothers on the corner talking about Israel, man? Those are niggas over there. Those are Negroes. Those are black folks over there. Why are they talking about Israel? Well, first of all, we are the true Israelites. We are the true Jews. We are the true people of the Lord. We are the ones that are called by the book, the 12 lost tribes of Israel. Kanye West did not make that up. He's not crazy. And the whole point of the matter is when he says that we are the true children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics, it's been looked at as, oh, you're anti-Semitic. You're saying other people aren't. Well, have you challenged the information? Have you challenged the history? Have you done the research to actually see whether or not what he said was wrong? When he said, how can I be an anti-Semite when I am a Semite? My people descend from Shem. I can't be against myself. Do they challenge that information? No. He got canceled. From every platform, from his bank accounts, from his Adidas deals, to his Balenciaga deals, to everything else. Give me that Deuteronomy 28:48. To everything else. All the celebrity friends turned on him. All the people that he thought was in his corner, that were his confidants, his handlers, they all turned his back on him when he made a bold statement. It stated the obvious. That the Jewish people run and control entertainment and media. And they push a narrative of black death and profit off of it. What's wrong with that? That's not true? Well, did he just make that up? I mean, you know how many people are on record, including Russell Simmons? Russell Simmons came out and said, everything Kanye says is true except for the fact that I don't agree with the hate speech. Yes, I got my entry into the music industry through the Jewish people. They helped accelerate me and elevate me in my wealth and my knowledge of the game. He said everybody that he deals with, from jewelry, to clothing lines, to licensing, to music. He said everybody he deals with is Jewish. Syrian Jews and Russian Jews, or Jewish people, I should say. Ish is important. Emphasis on ish. That suffix means pertaining to or like. Not the real thing. Something like, but not authentic, not original. That's what we're seeing when he says Jewish and Jew. Okay? Deuteronomy 28:40, let's read that curse.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
That's a sad lesson that Kanye figured out. That, oh yeah, I am serving my enemies in want of all things. You know after he lost that Adidas deal and the Balenciaga deal and all them other deals, he lost $2 billion of his net worth in a day. In a day. All they have to do is say we're cutting ties. We don't like the fact that you said that we're actually running an industry. When they are. There's a documentary called An Empire of Their Own. White people made it. And clearly said that the descendants of the Jewish people run Hollywood. And they create narratives through the power of media. But when they say it, it's not a problem. But if a so-called black man comes up and says, hey, there's a conglomerate of people that are running an industry and they all happen to descend from these people called the Jewish people, they're not the real ones, according to biblical and historical narratives. Actually, the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics are the real chosen people of God, the real sons and daughters of Jacob, the real Israelites. Oh, that's a problem. But nobody challenges what he said through knowledge. Nobody challenges what he said through information and history and anthropology, archaeology. They don't do that. All they do is weaponize a word called anti-Semitism, and everybody backs away. All they do is weaponize a word, 2 words, hate speech, you back away. All they got to do is say that, oh, wait a minute, that's hate speech. And what do people do? Oh, I'm out of that conversation. I don't want no parts of that. But is anybody engaging what the speech said? Whether it was true or not? No. You know what's funny? He didn't get canceled for talking about George Floyd dying from fentanyl. When he talked about our own people's tribulation issues, nobody's talking about that problem. You know, a few of our people are talking about how mad they were that he mischaracterized the cause of George Floyd's death. I don't agree with what he said in that aspect. He didn't get canceled when he said white lives matter. They didn't have no problem with that. Isn't that ironic? When it's pro-white, it's fine. But as soon as you start talking, quote-unquote, black upliftment, nobody talked about what he said. What are we going to do about the black deaths through abortions? I care about my children and my people's children. Did they address that? No, they don't want to talk about that. Why? Because on the political scene, they want to push a pro-abortion narrative and dismiss the fact that 50 million black babies have died through abortion. They want to dismiss the fact over 100,000 plus died by abortion in New York alone. Dismiss that. He can go say white lives matter and not get canceled. That sounds racist to me, doesn't it? You only gonna say white people's lives matter? White men say, that's fine, Kanye. Yay, that's good. Oh, well, while you're at it, calling me good and patting me on my head, can we talk about how you run the industry? Can we talk about how you promote and profiteer off of the real anti-Semitism? He said, hey, being anti-Semite is gang violence. Being anti-Semite is drug use, prostitution, destroying our own communities, black on black crime, brown on brown crime, brown on black crime. That's being anti-Semitic. That's when you're against your people. That's when you're causing harm and destruction. That's anti your ancestry. And he said, guess who's in power of controlling, putting that out to the public? Oh, ironically, they're all fake Jews, GMO Jews. Imagine that. Oh, you can't say that. Canceling. Now you see why that happened. Because the Lord said, you're going to have to serve your enemies in one of all things. You want a platform to speak on? Go to your enemies for it. You want a shoe deal, clothing line deal? Go to your enemies for it. And he thought he was above getting canceled. He said on that Drink Champs interview, he said, I can say what I want and Adidas can't cancel me. Guess what? A week and a half later, that deal is over with. He lost $2 billion. That's what happens when a Negro still thinks he's not in captivity. He still got a voice. He still has the ability to rise above and fight against our enemies like that. You can't. The Lord said you got to serve them in one of all things. There's no such thing as a black clothing line, brown clothing line. Everything is funneled through our enemies. So-called white man runs it all, including the so-called Jewish people, the GMO Jews. You want licensing for your products? You got to go to them. Insurance? Go to them. You want to rent out a space to sell out your merchandise? Go to them. You need materials? Go to them. And after all that's said and done, guess who you got to pay them taxes to? Go to him. So you tell me what you own. It said food. You niggas in the space love pulling up the rallies. Who owns that? Huh? You love going to the little liquor stores. Look, bet you a heathen or your enemy owns this Arco. They can tell you you can't go to the bathroom, but you can sure buy some blunts and wraps. You see how they promote that folly? Exercising a service to the community, and you say you can't use the bathroom, but you can still come in here and buy some instruments to help you stay and get high. Guarantee you our enemies own this place. Don't no blacks and Hispanics own this gas station. The Lord said, food, clothing, drink, one of all things. That's what the Lord said we're going to have to serve. Kanye found that out the hard way. Now they're back on Kyrie's head. Kyrie Irving, they getting him too. Give me Galatians 4:16. You can't say the truth no more, man. You can't state the obvious to these people. And your own people, man. They weaponize our own people against us. Our people was quick to jump out the window, man, and crucify our own for standing on truth, to defend the standard for our nation, quick to jump down their throats before the damn white man even had a chance to say anything. Boss, we got him. Don't worry. Boss, I talked to him. Boss, I condemn him. Galatians 4:16.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
See how the truth? I've always said, man, the truth hurts only if you live in a lie. And when them lies get exposed, now all of a sudden it becomes a hostile environment. Oh no, hold on, you talking the truth? Man, that means now you become my enemy. Why? Because you don't like hearing the truth? Give me that John 8:32. You don't want to hear about how the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were dark skinned, brown skinned men and women? You don't want to hear that the people that call themselves Ashkenazi or Khazarian peoples are converts and not descendants of the original people? You don't want to hear that? Maybe a white man should tell you. Go read Arthur Kessler's book, The 13th Tribe. Maybe you should go ahead and read about the invention of the Jewish people by Shlomo Sand. Shalom. Hey, Shalom, what's going on, bro? Go read them books, man. They said it. Shlomo Sand, I may not agree with everything that he said, but he for sure said that them people out there invented and converts and aren't the real people of the land. White man tells you that. They don't have no problem. They're not going to cancel them. So the Lord said, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? You got Kyrie Irving, he can't even post a damn picture of a movie that says Hebrews and Negroes, and they say, oh, this is laced with anti-Semitic material. This is pushing the black Hebrew Israelite narrative that the blacks are Jews. At what point is it anti-Semitic? By stating the truth? Again, nobody's challenging the information. Nobody's going back saying, no, you guys aren't. And the weirdos that do try always get proven wrong. They activated the Pan-African community, the Kemetic community, the so-called unconscious community, trying to get them. Yeah, go get them. Urban apologists, go get them. Discourage them, tell them they're not the real people. Try to disprove what they're saying, and all of them fall to fail and stumble. Because the word of the Lord is going to stand true in the end. John 8:32.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So whether you hate it or love it, the Lord said, if you want to be made free, you're going to have to speak truth. That means you're going to have to expose lies. That's what makes a true follower of Yahushua, or Christ as you call him, or Jesus as you call him. Meaning you're going to have to stand on something that's going to make you be hated. Give me that in Matthew 15.
So you shall be hated all men for my sake. I think it's like verse 17, 18.
You're going to say some truth that people are not going to like. You're going to end up being an enemy to people who you thought was your friends, who thought was your people, thought was your family. And as soon as you take a stand, all of a sudden, oh, hold on, you're being extreme. You know what they're saying by the FBI standards? Black identity extremism is now something that's being watched. The fact that they're saying that You want to know who you are. You want to identify with who you are. That's extreme. Slow down, nigga. You don't need to be trying to find out who you are. Why are you going to the extreme to find out your true history, your nationality, your culture? What's up, young brother? How you doing, man? You all right? Get one of these cards, my brother. You know who you are according to the Bible? Who are you? What's your nationality according to the Bible? I'm putting you on the spot. That's right. You don't even know. You got a minute? All right, good deal, good deal. Let me help you out real quick, bro. You ever hear about the Israelites? The Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel? Scan that card, get the YouTube channel, man, subscribe. All right. See how people be lying, man? See, I ain't going nowhere, I got time. Israel, boy, hold that, give me Isaiah 30. You catch that next bus, man. Salvation is on the line. End times is before us. All hell's gonna be breaking loose in the next 6 to 9 months, if it ain't already. But we gotta hop on this bus real quick. Isaiah 30 and 9, and then read verse 10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children.
You see that? The Lord said this is a rebellious people, lying children. First he said, yeah, I know who I am. Okay, who are you? I don't know. Okay, brother, well, you got time? Yeah, I got time. I ain't going nowhere. But I gotta get the bus. Read that again.
That this is a rebellious people, lying children. Children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
See, they don't have time for the law of the Lord, man. The 172 going downtown, that's a little bit more important than hearing the word of the Most High. See, our people's going to find out when it's too late that the opportunity to receive the knowledge of salvation, man, was right in the palm of their hands. Slipped through the cracks because they were trying to go hustle to go get some weed. Go chase a little skirt. Go get them new shoes. Go get the car wash. Go get a little burger. See, all those things you're going to see when we all are kneeling before Yahweh Shai, judgment is there, and the books is open, and instant replays play back, and you say, I didn't know. They're going to say you had every opportunity, man. Remember October 29, 2022, you was right there on PCH and Cherry. You told them brothers, man, that you had time, and then you ran off and got on the bus. Remember that? I took the card. I mean, did you read it? Did you go reset? No, I threw it away. Go sorry, Mano. Tell me you gotta use this phone. Keep reading.
Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy now unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things.
Some people want to hear smooth things, lies, deceit. You want to hear everything's going to be all right. You want to hear that if you vote right in November, you know, white man's going to protect you. Everything, gas is going to magically come down. Inflation's going to flip. Price is going to be down. Everything's going to be great. That's what you want to hear. You already see, man, somebody sent me a damn video. This damn tranny sodomite looking dude rapping with Trina, talking about no vote, no vag. Something madness like that, man. You know, these damn Democrats motivating our people out there, talking about no vote, no vag. And it's a damn sodomite tranny talking about no vag. He ain't even got no damn vag, man. What are you talking about? Unreal. Go back to John again. That point's made. John 8:30. What did I say? John 15? Okay, yeah, John 15. The scripture said, man, my dead friend become your enemy because I tell you the truth. Christ said, well, you can only be made free if you tell the truth. So you're going to have to stand on something. You're going to have to be hated. You're going to say some things that people don't like. You're going to say some things that's controversial. You have to stand on 10 toes and say, this is what it is. And if you don't believe it, come challenge it. Or leave it alone and further research and follow it. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Let's read that.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Now here we are talking about Jesus Christ. who everybody believes he was all love, he was there for everybody, he cared for everybody, whosoever believed, he was there, it didn't matter. He said, look, the world hates me, so don't be surprised if it hates you when you start doing the things that he did. He's talking revolutionary talk, man. He's talking rebellion, seditious ways against the governments of Rome, standing up against the synagogues and the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, standing up against all those that came against the word of the Lord, man, and the prophecies and the judgments that he came to bring and deliver. When you step into the shoes of knowing who you are, being hated comes along with the territory. That's how you know what Kyrie and Kanye and all, what they doing is the right thing, because now it's only showing them that they're further on that path to fully embracing the truth. You already know Kyrie don't give a damn. He gave up damn near $100 million because he didn't want to get poked in the arm. You understand? Kanye said, yeah, I lost $2 billion in a day, but money was never me. Like, it's not all about the money. Now that he's getting some knowledge, now he's getting some understanding, now he's realizing that money can't save you. Money's not going to be the end all be all. Now he's getting it. Before, when he was shaking hands and doing all that other stuff, man, linking up with the heathen, making all these deals, he thought money was going to be the key. But now he's realizing that he is being hated of all men. Right? Is that it? Okay. Give me that Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 50. You say you shall be redeemed without money? You say without money? Yeah. Find that one for me. Go back to John again. Go back to John. And then we're going to get into this Halloween. Yeah, keep reading.
Verse 19. If you were of the world will love his own.
See, if you was messed in with the ways of the world, if you was following after all the folly that the world presents, all the lies, all the deception, all the misinformation that they want to say when we speak truth, oh, that's misinformation. Well, listen. Here's one quick little fun fact, right? Most of the Eastern European GMO Jews, they say that they're the descendants of Ashkenaz. They're Ashkenazi Jews, right? But if you read in Genesis 10, it tells you that Ashkenaz descended from Japheth, not from Shem. Right. So if you listen to their narrative, and they say, well, we come from Ashkenaz, well, that means that you're still not a Semite. Challenge that at least. Rather than, hearing the dog whistle, and as soon as you hear hate speech, anti-Semitism, back away. Get away from whoever said it. They're hot. They're toxic. Something's going to blow up. You don't want to get caught in the crossfire. Get away from them. Rather than you buying into that and following the ways of the world, why don't you sit back and say, hey, let me find out if what these guys are saying is true or not. You might be surprised at what you find out. I mean, the world by now knows Jesus Christ is a so-called black man. That's according to Revelation chapter 1, verse 13 down to 15. For those who have not read the Bible before, the Bible says that Christ was a dark-skinned man and had white woolly hair. Dark skin. Forget what the world keeps telling you what he looked like when you're going to go watch The Passion of Christ. When you're going to go watch Jesus Christ Superstar. Forget about what you're seeing with all of these other fake, phony depictions that are getting pushed by GMO Jews. Forget that. Read what the Lord said. That the Bible said that the king of the Jews was dark-skinned and had white woolly hair. We're the rest of the kingdom of his rulership. He's the king of these dark-skinned Jews. You trying to tell me he was the only black Jew amongst a gang of white people? Since when has any white people bow down to a black man? When does that ever happen? I think Eddie Griffin said the only time 12 white men was following a black man was the police. Never will you find that. So obviously something's wrong. You got that for me? Come on, give me that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52, verse 3. For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money.
You see that? Everything that, Kanye put on the line. He done married that witch with that black widow vagina. Now he finally breaking the spell. He waking up, she had me twisted. Now he waking up, now he care about the kid. Right? He's secretly, I love my wife, my ex-wife. And that brother already laid with somebody else. He already committed adultery, man. That's over with. Let alone she got about 100 men underneath of her before he got with her. Leave that old wicked brother alone, man. So he says now, you've sold yourself for naught. They sold their souls, man. They wrote on them contracts, man. Made particular sacrifices, gave up everything, turned their back on their people, man. The cat came out with the Make America Great hats on and dyed his hair blonde. He said Donald Trump was a daddy. I mean, what kind of madness was he in, man? Now, they did hospitalize him, but threw him on a little psych ward, so he might have been on meds. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Maybe he's on meds. But now that the spell's broke and he kind of waking up, now he's saying, yeah, man, everything I've been researching, I'm understanding is true. And I got to make an extreme measure of change